In this lesson, we're going to differentiate between atoms and ions. For things to be more clear, first we should know what's the structure of an atom. An atom is composed of two main parts. The first one is its nucleus. Inside the nucleus, there are protons and the neutrons. Surrounding this nucleus is an orbit, or a cloud of electrons. The protons are positively charged. The electrons are negatively charged. This holds the electrons outside the nucleus. So there is an electromagnetic force that holds these electrons. The protons and the neutrons inside the nucleus are strong. There is a strong force that holds them. So they are difficult to escape outside the nucleus. But the electrons can escape. And when they escape, they produce ions. When an atom is in its neutral state, there are the same number of these electrons and these protons. The net charge of this atom is zero, because if, for example, we have two protons and we have two electrons, so 2 minus 2 equals to 0. That's a net charge of an atom, so an atom is neutral, unlike the ions. When these electrons escape from the atom, they're being added or removed. So for ions to be produced, electrons must be added or removed. This creates an imbalance between the electrons and the protons number. Let's give an example. If we have a neutral sodium atom, in a neutral sodium atom there are 11 protons and 11 electrons. So it's positive 11 and negative 11. That equals to a net charge of 0. Now if we take one electron from that sodium atom, we'll remain with 11 protons and 10 electrons. This is equal to positive 1. Now our sodium atom has become an ion and it has a charge. It has a positive charge on it and it has one electron less than before. Now we call this a cation. Whenever atoms go toward a positive charge, it's called a cation. So whenever you see this positive sign, that's a sign that we have a cation. Now we have two types of ions, cations and anions. We just mentioned cations. When atoms lose electrons, they become cations and they will have a positive charge. But when ions gain electrons, they become anions. Let's give an example for that too. In a chlorine atom, we have 17 protons and 17 electrons. The same as the sodium atom, we have a net charge of 0. Now, if we add one electron to that chlorine atom, then we'll get 17 protons and 18 electrons. And that equals to negative 1. So now we produced chlorine ion, and it has a net charge of negative 1. When electrons are added to atoms, they become anions, and they will have a negative charge.